Hello, how are you?
The truth about nursing, it's scary. Well, that sounds a bit arrogant.
The problem with nursing today. There's only one problem and only I know what it is.
Anyway, this is what I've found to be true in my nursing practice. Picture this! Young, impressionable Nathan in nursing school. Also notice the only one not wearing scrubs. Nursing school Nathan was going to dominate nursing. Nursing school Nathan was a star. Nursing school Nathan was going to nurse you like you've never been nursed before. Until nursing school Nathan found out that nursing is no longer nursing. Nursing has more to do with being a lawyer than being a nurse. Listen, I know you got some patient care to take care of, but first let me give you some documentation so we don't get sued. Oh. Okay. Oh, and I know you just got out of that code and there's a patient screaming down an open door down the hall for you, but first make sure you document everything that happened so we don't get sued. But make sure you take that 80-year-old, confused guy to the bathroom right now, because if not, he might sue. But how am I supposed to? And listen, we're gonna send the CNA home. So, someone's gonna sue. But wait, there's more. Look, it gets worse. Nurses are losing the ability to defend themselves in court. EHR systems are trending more and more towards a checkbox style of documenting. Right, lower lobe, wheezing, nasal cannula, 2 liters. Do you know what that doesn't tell you? The story. This guy could be chronic COPD on long-term O2 or an acute CHF, and a checkbox is just not going to tell you that. The more we take away the ability for a nurse to write a freehand narrative note, is the more we open them up to the risk that they look like they didn't address something just because there wasn't a checkbox for it. Also, we spend a bunch of time doing non-nursing specific stuff. Getting patients ice, anyone can do that. Having to call your own consults in because there's no secretary at night, get a secretary. Having to walk across the hospital to pharmacy to grab your meds, I love you, pharmacy technician. And you know what this takes away from? Not having the time to think before pushing that IV drug. Being able to pay attention to the small clinical changes that take place before a patient goes septic. You ever seen a headless chicken running around? That wasn't a chicken. That was a nurse. And I don't care how much you pay them. It's not much. A headless chicken don't got time for no brain. And so, in summary, I'm scared. And nurses and doctors and practitioners that are motivated by fear are not going to make decisions that are in the best interest of the patient. We'll make decisions to protect ourselves and not ones that take into consideration the fact that you can't afford that test, that you can't stay another day in the hospital because there's no one at home to take care of your son. We're limited in our ability to take those kind of things into consideration. You'll probably be fine if you don't get that test, and our intuition tells us that. But you can't defend intuition in court. And listen, I'm not naive. I know that hospitals are businesses and people gotta make money. I know that patients who've been treated inappropriately need a way to pursue corrective action. I get that. But listen, I think we can do something about this. To quote Z-Dog MD, Health 2.0 is broken, but it can be fixed. So what's the answer to all of this? Every nurse talks about staffing, and I agree. I believe in more staffing. But I also understand that there's more complexity to that conversation than most people think. But outside of staffing, there's so many more things that we need to be talking about. Like, what if we were to incentivize better documentation that paints a picture instead of filling a box? What if we shifted the focus from the collection of big data to the relationship between the provider and the patient? What if we come up with better standards for how hospitals get reimbursed than customer service scores? Nowadays, people are talking a lot about changing aspects of health culture in order to accomplish certain goals. But what if we realize that all of health culture needs to be reimagined? I think these are the questions we need to be asking. I think Health 3.0 is out there and that we're right on the edge of it. Innovation is happening everywhere. So let's let it happen to health. Thanks for listening. I know this is basic, but this is a conversation starter. So let's have that conversation. Please comment below, subscribe. And before you go, I'm gonna show you a magic. Oh, that was dumb.